Hello! Welcome back to Story Reckless. I'm Nathan, I'm the DM here, and I use he, him pronouns. Thank you for joining us this evening. We are going to be kind of starting a new little story arc here. Same characters, but a little new start to the next branch, next arc of our story. Wow, words. Anyways, let us do the player intros.
My name is Claire. My pronouns are they, them. And I continue to play Kidom, half-elf grave cleric.
And my name is Olive. I use she and they pronouns, and I am playing Calliope, Air Genasi Artificer. And words have been canceled today, apparently.
My name's Enio. They, them, any, all pronouns, playing Pip, a satyr alchemist.
Indeed. And with that, let us do the start to our adventure here. As I try to regain my thoughts, we're having a little, little rough start here. We're all jumbled in our words. Okay. Full disclosure, it's been a long week for me, so my brain is a little mushy this evening. But I am so excited to finally go to hell. All right, here we go. So, as we open our adventure here, we can see a sprawling keep filled with a multitude of eccentric towers. Multicolored roofs of tile and other strange materials sprout up on this stone structure that rests on the edge of a cliff overlooking a tumultuous sea. We can see that it is a bright, warm summer day. The sun high up in the sky at about noon. There is one central tower that rises up from this chaotic mess of towers. It has almost a faint glow to it. Alabaster white with a turquoise tiled peak. There are a multitude of windows and balconies sprouting off the side of it as it ascends upwards. We slowly push in towards one of these balconies. It looks to be a larger balcony, crescent-shaped, that comes off the side of this tower. And resting on the balcony, there appear to be 4 large creatures with handlers at the sides of these creatures. They're kind of anxiously shifting as we get closer and closer. We can see what look to be lions with large eagle heads. These are griffins atop of this balcony that's protruding off the side of this tower. Their handlers are wearing dark leathers with purple accents cutting across the shoulders and on the chest as they grip the harnesses tightly. The griffins kind of shift their wings, fluttering as the wind kind of bustles. Actually, there's no wind up here. What am I saying? But they shift in their harnesses as the doorway leading into the tower opens up. This doubled door archway opens up, and we see, let's see here, we got 5 figures stepping out onto the balcony. The figure at the head appears to be a tiefling woman. She has red skin, these horns that curl backwards over the head, wearing... Yeah, sure. She's wearing kind of a yellow gold top with intricate stripes kind of running down the high collar and a sash across the waist. Dark hair slicked back as she turns and smiles at the companions that she is leading out onto this balcony, gesturing towards the 3 large beasts before her. She's saying, "So, as I was saying, you're going to be taking these griffins to my friend Traxador, and they'll be taking you. They have instructions on where to take you 20 miles south of here, and you'll be dropped off, and everything will be great. And then Traxador can take you straight to hell. He owes me a favor anyways. And remember to say hi to Lulu for me, my friend. She'll be waiting there." And she seems to be addressing these 4 individuals. Why don't we start with... I'm just going to go with the order on the screen here. So why don't we start with Kadam? Why don't you just do a brief description of yourself as Sylvira turns and addresses you all?
Yeah, you see a somewhat stocky half-elf, non-binary person, dark skin, shoulder-length dreads, dressed in a sparkling silver half plate, which sits almost a little uncomfortably on them. Underneath, they're wearing trousers and a plain deep blue tunic, and they have a plain leather satchel slung over one shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, bracelets. Gotta describe the bracelets every single time.
That's right.
Stacks of bangles on both forearms, mostly bronze and copper that clink whenever they move.
And what is Kadam's demeanor right now?
I ain't keen on the griffins.
Sylvira looks at you and goes, "Oh, Kadam, don't worry. I can tell you're uncomfortable. Here, I'll show you it." And she holds a hand out to kind of guide you towards one of the griffins.
I will go.
She leads you over and just gently extends a hand. The handler gives a nod, and she places it on the beak of the griffin, which closes its eyes and kind of pushes into her hand. And then gently she guides the beak towards you. It's okay. Just reach out and touch. So you place your hand on the... It's a little softer than you're expecting. Like, it is hard because it's a beak, but there is a bit of give to it, and especially going up towards where like the nose is, where you can see the 2 nose holes. There's like almost a softer tissue there, and as your fingers kind of touch the very fine feathers at the edge of the beak, you feel this very soft, almost down-like material. It's a very nice, pleasant feeling as the griffin kind of pushes up. She turns back to the rest of the group. Calliope, I'm sure that you're familiar with griffins in Elturel, yes? And what do we see, Calliope, as she turns to address you?
Yeah, so Calliope is a very short air genasi. She has kind of like a bluish but like mottled skin. So there's just kind of this like darker patches just scattered like kind of like winding over her face and like down on her hands. She's wearing these kind of like golden saffron robes, which mark her as a priest of Gond, a order of tinkerers and artificers that wander the land to try to make the world better. She has her hair pulled back into like a tight bun, and she's currently nervously clutching at this kind of over-the-shoulder bulky bag. And she's always like has a lot of energy, but for some reason right now, she's just kind of like, she unconsciously like resting her hand on the bag more than normal. She says, sure have. Let's get out of here.
All right, yes.
No time like the present. That's right. Let's get.
Excellent. As she gestures towards your griffin, you can see there, this griffin seems, the feathers are a little more disheveled as it's kind of standing there, and it goes, kind of ruffles its feathers as you approach. The handler just kind of nods towards you and gestures towards the big saddle on the back.
And I think like I just try getting up, but it's like I'm small, so I have to kind of just like full body just like climb like a sheer face of griffin, just like stick my hands into the feathers.
Amazing. So as you
I
pull
can
yourself
use some
up.
help here. I'm old.
The handler kind of gingerly skirts around the front of the head and gets up behind you, kind of lifts, getting you up onto the griffin as it kind of shuffles about uncomfortably. Sylvira kind of claps her hands. All right, and Pip, before you go, I had something for you. As she goes to walk towards you, Pip, what do we see?
Sort of stocky and pear-shaped. Not very tall, but certainly taller than Calliope. With kind of squarish jaw and a broad nose, a tan olive skin, and just heavy makeup. Like a shrewd smile. Uh, a big hat with like a plume that has little holes cut out for these curling devil horns that she just accepts she's going to have. And very, very large, ridiculous cavalier boots that are thigh high and kind of have like little garters strapped to her belt.
Amazing.
And a like a fiery red and chrome pistol also hanging from that belt.
That's awesome. We're not gonna really truly have this new art until next week, but I figured I could show folks what we have real quick for actually, you know what, I'm gonna wait because we have 2 pieces and I don't have them both ready. So next week you'll see some new art for 2 of our characters, and I'm very excited for it, and we'll call out the artists next week as well. Anyway, so as you are standing there and Silvira approaches, she reaches into the satchel at her side and pulls out a like very large, tightly bound, looks like almost like a vellum scroll that she pulls out. I gave it some thought, and I want you and your companions to have this before you head down into the hells. Please don't lose this, and please come back. And she hands it to you. And as she does, she says, "This is a map of Avernus, although I wouldn't rely on it too heavily. As the creator of this map, they went mad just trying to create it. Avernus tends to have a very... things tend to shift and move, and distances aren't always reliable. Something may look as though it is a mile away, and then lo and behold, it takes you 3 days just to get there. So be aware of that. And the creator, you will notice some notes in the margins and things of that such for some of the locations noted. From what I can tell, and based on studying this, they started to lose their mind the more they spent time there, and the more that they would focus in on certain aspects and trying to describe those locations. So just something to be aware of. But it could serve as a guide. It will give you some ideas of what is there, what to expect, and where things roughly might be. So, and if you do find some guides down there, someone that you maybe can maybe not trust, but make a deal with, they could probably get you to one of those locations. So.
A cursed map for me that you shouldn't have. I mean, I'm happy that you did. Any tips you have for maybe staying sane down there? That was a very worryingly long pause.
Well, hold on to the memories that you have, and try to hold on to the good ones. Think back on them when things become bleak. Usually
with these
helps
sending
me.
stones, maybe you can help me refresh them.
Yes. There is a small chance that it won't go through, and
if you're gonna ghost me, just tell me. Just tell me right now.
No. It's not that. It's more that sometimes sending. It's fine. You know what? Yes. Anyways, best of luck to you. Your griffin is waiting.
I've also got a lot of hard candy now. So
I'm just going to.
We could make some good memories there, maybe.
Yes, I would eat some of that before you go down. Sometimes I've noticed when I'm there that I will have food with me that I've brought, hoping it will bring me some comfort, and then as soon as I put it in my mouth, it tastes of ash. So, things are a bit weird down there, so be ready for that.
What about my tea?
Anyways, you should be off. Rhea.
My tobacco?
As she turns to your final companion here. I know I had a description of her, and I can't find it. I might have to just do this based off memory. But your final companion, Rhea Mantlemorn, she is a... Oh, I really wish I had the description. Hey, Claire, did you happen to take notes on what Rhea looked like?
She is a 5'10" human woman with dark skin and red curly hair, muscled, very young, like late teens, early 20s, young.
Yeah.
Wearing the heavy armor of the Hell Riders.
Yeah.
Although no longer the... What's it called? It's not a surplus. The piece of fabric that goes over the... she doesn't have that anymore.
I want to say tabard, but I
tabard,
think,
yes, thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a tabard. She has removed that, but yes, she is wearing...
Oh, well, I burned it.
Yeah, that's right. She's wearing heavy splint armor on her form. And yeah, I do remember the one she has this red curly hair, but she has one kind of flop of hair that goes over asymmetrically over one side of her face. As she looks at Silvira gesturing to one of the griffins, Rhea kind of tightens up. Right, do we really have to fly in order to get there? Could we not just ride horses? And Silvira goes, trust me, it will be perfectly safe, and if you were to ride horses, it would take you twice as long to get down there. This will take you no time at all, and believe me, you're going to want to do this. She kind of looks towards you and you, Calliope. You're up on the griffin at this point.
Yeah. Come on, Rhea. Come on. It's not that bad. If I can do it, you can. I've seen you, shoot down the president of Elturel not that long ago. You can do this.
All right. And she kind of muscles past and goes up to her griffin. Gets up pretty elegantly onto it, like she would on a horse, but you can kind of see her sort of like grip very tightly as soon as she gets on. And Sylvia looks over you all resting on your griffins. All right, well, it really has been, and she makes eye contact with Pip, a great pleasure. So thank you all. I do hope that you all return, and you especially, because I do really want that map back. And for other reasons, but please don't lose the map. Fare thee well. And as she says that, the handlers let out a very harsh, sharp whistle. And all of the griffins kind of... And as they wheel up and turn, they, in one swift movement, leap off the side. And you feel your stomachs drop as they just go into a free fall over the side of this crescent balcony. Rhea immediately goes... as they... And then the wings... And you feel yourself, all that momentum, pick up as your stomach lurches in the other direction as they arch upwards, up into the sky, out over the ocean. As they fly out over the ocean, you can see Candlekeep getting smaller and smaller and smaller behind you. This collection of towers, almost like a strange birthday cake, retreating into the distance. Below you is the very dark, almost blue-green water with white caps and waves. And as soon as you leave Candlekeep, you suddenly feel all of that presence of the natural world hit you. The heat of the day, the wind rushing past you, you smell the salt air, and you can hear the waves crashing below as you go sailing southward on the backs of these griffins. Do any of you do anything as you are flying southwards? Just holding on tight?
Hold on for dear life.
Okay.
I think Calliope is just laughing maniacally at the fall. She's having a great time. And I think like lets out maybe like some kind of like vial of colored smoke and like mixes things. So like we're leaving this like trail of just like a golden cloud that's just kind of like sparkling in the sun.
Oh, that's amazing. So there's this trail of golden smoke as you're flying southward. The griffins continue south for an hour, 2 hours, and as the third hour is coming to a close, let's see, how fast would they go? You know, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Time passes. And as you are flying southward, you can see the ocean waves whipping by below and the rocky coastline continuing past. You see little small rocky islands appearing below you that very quickly retreat past and continue going by. Seabirds periodically bank away abruptly as these griffins come soaring by. You can hear them sort of chittering and chattering in their alarm calls as they fly past. After some time of traveling, up ahead, you can see a peninsula kind of jutting out, sort of like Candlekeep is on a small peninsula, a very rocky peninsula with small little islands dotting around the base of it, waves crashing up the side, creating these big streaks of white. And above it, floating in the sky, not connected to the land, is just a rocky moat of earth, just gently drifting above the ocean. And almost as if it were one continuous piece of dark rock, you see this almost organic twisting tower rising up out of the rock, sort of helixing up. No discernible windows or doors on it, just all one piece going upwards. And at the top, it kind of creates almost a strange, jagged, smooth, flowered opening. These griffins start to rise in elevation towards it.
I don't think horses could have gotten us here, Rhea.
Right. I can understand now why she wanted us to be on the griffins. Okay, it'll be fine. And she just kind of clutches tight and sort of like gets down. I still don't think I'm quite used to this.
You're doing great, Rhea. You've been on fire before, and this is the thing that you're scared of.
It's just I'm not used. I've never experienced anything like this before. With fire, I kind of had an expectation of what. You know what? It's fine. As the griffins suddenly, and she goes, rise up, and the tower suddenly rockets up before you as they curve up to the apex of it, and then kind of go up into almost a hover, so you're having to grip on tightly, and they land on the inside of this strange, twisting, rocky flower opening onto a smooth stone floor, and you can see there is an opening with a spiral staircase that goes down. There is light radiating up from below, but you seem to be on some sort of landing platform here on the top of this tower. The griffins gently kind of lay down and put their paws over like a big cat and just kind of patiently wait there with all of you on their backs.
Again!
You know the name of...
You're yelling that to the griffin?
Yeah.
Oh my...
Just one more circle.
Make an animal handling check for me.
I will do that at +1. It's gonna be great. 14.
14? Let me see something here.
I just wanted to see kind of like
Okay.
the bottom of this island.
So you kick the sides of your griffin, the one with the kind of scruffy feathers, and it stands up, goes towards the edge.
Come on, I just want to see the bottom
Calliope
real
starts
quick.
to
I'll be right back.
Lift up and go up into the sky. Calliope, you're gonna try to guide this griffin down and around the bottom.
How is this island floating? It doesn't make any sense. I'll be right back. I just want to get a closer look at if there's any ruins or anything down there. I'll be right back.
As her voice disappears, going drifting down as you're kind of guiding this thing, almost like you would with Big Dummy. You kind of feel that intuition kick in, and you're able to guide the griffin down around the base of the tower. What are you looking for?
I'm looking to see how the island is floating. Is it like magic? Is there some kind of like stable enchantment? I'm just curious because that's a big lift.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check for me.
Yes. 24.
24, my goodness.
Ow.
As you start to glide down to the bottom of this rocky moat and see that it is in fact like one continuous piece, and it looks almost like the rock itself was like carved directly out of the cliff. It seems to be the same type of material. It occurs to you that the kind of architectural design and the method at which this is hovering, this is likely a very ancient Netherese earth moat with a Netherese tower built on it that this Traxador is probably repurposing. So yeah, and the way that these float is... God, do people know how they're able to achieve that? With a 24, there's a lot of speculative research into how the Netherese achieved what they did. You know that the Netherese at one point were able to fully lift the tops of mountains off and create floating cities. So the fact that this is Netherese, this is probably really, really, really old because it's so small. This was probably one of their first like attempts at it. And the kind of arcana that they use is enchantments that push the boundaries of 9th level magic, if we were to like put it into mechanics terms, going into like what would be considered 10th level spells. Yeah. So how exactly it works, there's still not a full understanding of like how they were able to achieve it. I might give you some more information after the stream because I want to look something up because there might be something like a little extra I could give you.
Okay. We can go back up and rejoin the party.
Okay, so
if
as
Scruffy Griffin is willing.
So as you are down there for say like 5 minutes or so, what are the two of you doing as Calliope disappears?
Pip is absolutely doting on her griffin. She has connected to this animal. She is a horse girl. Just like feeding it little bits out of her ration pack, like, oh, and she a good one, Petalbeak.
The griffin is excitedly munching on the rations. Just for the hell of it, do you mind giving me an animal handling check? If your background, if you do have a background with horses or animals.
No background, just like tons of books. I mean, like every book she can find in the library about my pretty griffin.
Yeah, go for it. 7.
Oh no.
Okay.
7.
So you are definitely doting on this griffin and loving it. It is happily and greedily taking that food from you, maybe a little aggressively, and at one point it kind of nips your hand, leaving kind of a gash in your palm. But it doesn't even seem to notice, and it just is like and then looks back greedily towards you and goes, "Rah!" and kind of like looks down at your clothing and starts to like nibble at your little pouches and vials. What do you do?
Oh, maybe don't go for that one. I think I don't know. Maybe griffins can handle a little bit of acid, but and just like casting mending or taking out some of that.
It quickly snatches. It quickly snatches onto one of your bottles, one of your vials. What vials? You said today you made a flying and an alteration, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't need that. You already fly.
So hold on. It grabs the flying potion, and the beak latches around it, and it starts to pull it away. Do you do anything?
Okay, well, let me think about it.
Do you try to grab it from it, or do you let it take it? It has it in its mouth.
Going to grab it. But,
okay, make a dexterity saving throw.
Being like, no, that one's for me. Satyrs only.
Go ahead and make a dex save for me.
Also, not my.
Oh. Okay. So I was
Nat
doing
20.
this. I know. So I was doing this as a contested roll with the griffins. Here, I'm gonna let our audience see the dice roll. I did this contested roll with the griffins, just attack, and I rolled a 20. So you literally beat it by 1. So you managed to really quickly, just super quickly, grab it out of its mouth and pull it away as it, and it kind of just turns and starts to just go back to preening itself. But you now have your vial back.
What a beautiful little baby. Look at it, little love bite. It's just bleeding freely. See, Rhea, nothing to be worried about.
Yes, I'm going to get off now. And she gets off, adjusts herself, and goes and quickly walks over kind of by the stairs and is just adjusting and making sure her armor's all set. Kadam?
I am still sitting on the back of my griffin, just face up against the back, hands buried in the feathers. I'm making up for last night.
It's
so soft.
It is so soft. It's so nice and cozy and soft as you're holding onto this massive neck of this creature. Amazing. So Calliope, I want you to make another animal handling check for me to guide this griffin back to the top.
20. Not math.
Yes, amazing. So you are getting the hang of flying this creature and manage to curve it back up and land it onto the top of the tower. So, what would you all like to do now that you are gathered up on the top of this tower?
Is there a door to knock upon?
So you're kind of on this big landing platform. There's the almost strange organic flower-like opening that just looks up into the sky above, and where Rhea is standing, you just see a spiral staircase going down into the tower. No door, though.
Head down, announce our presence.
Okay. So as you all gather up and start walking down this staircase, you immediately can see light coming up from below, kind of a smooth stone wall to your left as you start to curve down around, and you start to hear the sounds of somebody moving about, pushing things aside, shuffling papers, various baubles and clattering, and you can hear a mumbling as somebody is trying to, I don't know, rummage for something. As you come around the corner, only going about one level down, you can see that the continuing out in front of you, the stairs go down into another level, but you're on this second level of this tower going down. The room is lit from just a chaotic mess of continual flame candles just floating about the room. There are countless baubles and books and scrolls just scattered about on tables and bookshelves and little working benches. And in the middle of the room, there's just a massive kind of working table that has all sorts of implements on it and scroll work and all sorts of things. And behind that table, there seems to be a very small creature that's scuttling about, rummaging through papers, pushing them aside, opening small boxes and looking in, muttering to themselves. And you just barely catch them going, "What the was that tooting fork?" And you can see what looks to be an otter. A small little otter with their hands pushing aside these papers and opening the box and looking in. They're wearing this tiny red... Oh god, I just looked up how to pronounce this word and I can't remember now because I've never said it out loud. Cassock? A red cassock. Yeah, I've never said the word out loud, so I was like, ugh. Yeah, a little red cassock. As they're like looking into this box. Where's that tuning fork? Where is it? Oh, Lulu, our guests have arrived. Hello, I'm Traxador.
Hello.
And
nice to meet you, Traxador.
They like hop off of a little stool and come scuttling around the front of the table and come scuttling right up to you, their tail kind of dragging behind them. And they give a little bow and look up. Lovely to meet you all. Yes, Silvera told me that you were coming. Kedam, Calliope, as he points to Pip, and Pip. Did I get that right? Oh, and Rhea, right? Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. This nice place you got here. Is this Nether East?
Yes, indeed. You'll
Where'd you
recognize
find it?
Well, it's a long story, but it was back in my more adventuring days we came upon this tower, and it was bestowed upon me as a gift.
Bestowed?
Yes, for helping with some odd thing. What was it? Maybe Lulu would remember. I believe it was something with a lich. You know, how those undead creatures always getting up to no good. Oh, that's right. This was their lair, and I was. Yes, actually, I guess I took it. Anyways, lovely to meet you. So I need to get you into Avernus, and I'm having the darndest time finding my Lulu. Finding my tuning fork. Are you familiar with this?
Oh yes, of course. To get the vibrations right.
Right. Okay. Excellent. Would you mind helping me look for it?
Yeah, sure.
It's made of infernal iron. It has little veins of red.
Oh, I am all ready. I know infernal iron. As Pip kind of pulls out her pistol.
Wow. My goodness. Oh, that's... Wait, okay, no time. Please, just try to find it. And he starts going and pushing around.
Investigation checks?
You can do perception or investigation.
Perception.
It's one of my biggest regrets to not have
that was
proficiency
sad.
in investigation.
16.
16. Okay.
7.
I got a 9 with a +5. Oh my god.
Oh no.
I think Calliope just gets distracted. She's just like, oh my god, I've only seen drawings of these. Traxador, like, wait, is this like tuned back in on itself?
Are you talking about the tuning fork? Or
No,
something?
No. This orb of seeing.
Oh,
like,
yes.
But they're pointing at each other.
Yes, it's remarkable. As he gets distracted by that. So for Calliope and Pip, both of you roll a D100.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I got a...
Sorry, okay, one more. Okay, wait. 5
Oh,
for...
I'm in the wrong room.
5
I'm in the
for
wrong
Calliope.
room.
That's fine. What did you get?
But I rolled a 69.
Nice.
Okay, we'll start with Calliope. So Calliope, as you're having this conversation, and then, I don't know, like, start looking around once more as you kind of wrap that up, you find this small little brass ring that is just, like, beautifully polished. You don't even see fingerprints on it. There are no fingerprints. There's no smudges. Like it's just a brass ring, so it's something that would easily be looked over. But I think that you are so caught up in all of these strange baubles that the shine of it kind of catches your attention, and as you look, you realize there's nothing on it. No fingerprints, no smudges. It is completely spotless. Pip, you got a 69. You're looking around, and you look on a shelf, and you see this, what looks to be a crystal doorknob, and it has like even the little bit on the end that would look like it could slot into a door and like turn, but it has this little crystal piece on it, and as you grab it and kind of look at it, inside you can see these like you see movement inside of this like almost white quartz like crystal, and as you look even closer, you can see all of these like never-ending fractals of tiny gears just going inside of it, and you can even hear like a very faint sound within going.
It's mesmerizing. Just kind of watching it, ear to the door, unaware of time passing.
All right, and then for you, Kedam, looking around the room, again, cluttered full of baubles and strange things, but you see on the shelf opposite of where everyone is, as you're kind of glancing through these various shelves, push behind some crumpled papers as you kind of gently push them aside, there is resting there this very wicked-looking, sharp tuning fork that kind of curls on either end into really sharp points of very dark iron, and running through it are rivulets of like bright molten red. So that sounds, yeah.
Is this it?
Oh yes, that is. Thank you so much, Kadam. Wonderful. Lulu, we found it. And as he says that, come running up towards you, all of you hear this, like, fluttering sound, this of something coming up the stairs from below. Looking in the direction of the sound, you watch as this, like, beautifully, like, almost like a molten gold colored tiny elephant, like the size of a medium-sized dog, and the top of the elephant, like, it has the the kind of rough leathery skin of an elephant, but as you go up towards the head, you can see that feathers start to sprout off the top of the head and kind of create this almost like mohawk like mane of feathers that runs down the back of the elephant, and the feathers extend out to the ears, which kind of flop out very largely, and you can see that they're going and on the back there are two other golden wings that are also fluttering as this little kind of rotund elephant comes floating up the stairs. The eyes are like a glowing white, like there's almost a radiant light coming out of the eyes as this little creature comes floating into the room. So they come floating into the room and kind of hover up before you all and go, "Oh, hi, I'm Lulu. I was told Traxador said we were having guests. Said that I should introduce myself so that you're friends of Silvira. Nice to meet you." And you hear this voice in your mind. You don't actually see them speaking.
Nice to meet you too. I'm Kadam.
Lovely. And
I think I'm really struggling to parse this creature. I've never seen an elephant in my life.
yeah.
I don't even know if I've ever heard of an elephant.
Yeah, so it's probably really strange for Kadam.
Oh yeah, this is how big they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Calliope. Sylvira says hi, by the way.
Oh, wonderful.
Sorry, did I steal your
I'm
thunder there,
Pip.
Pip?
Calliope sort of stole my line, but yeah, Sylvira says hi. That's fine.
Oh, well, that's wonderful to hear. Yes, I was, Traxador said that you're planning to go, to Avernus?
That's right.
Indeed.
Yeah, you've heard of that nasty business with Elturel, yes?
Yes, indeed, I have. I'm afraid that my old friend may be behind it. Hearing this and hearing Traxador tell me, if you would have me, I would like to come with you.
Oh,
Well, I have some history. I don't remember everything. My memories are incredibly foggy. I seem to have had some sort of terrible accident when I was down there last.
When were you
I've heard
down
it
there last?
Pip, you hear like burbling up in your mind this like long drawn out like, oh gods, as Gargoth's voice kind of burbles into your mind, and he says, "She is the most aggravating being. God, her voice." And Lulu continues.
Lulu, we would love to have you with us.
Really?
It would absolutely be our pleasure.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes, I have a little experience. Before Zariel fell, I was a traveling companion of hers.
Of course. I see.
I have a question. I just assumed that Zariel has been Lord of Avernus for an incredibly long time. But Rhea, you said that the Hell Riders went down to Avernus with Zariel at their head. And Calliope, you said that you knew some of the original people who went down to Avernus. And now Lulu, it can't have been more than 100 years in that case, can it?
I'm older than I look. And some other folks are even older.
This is a wonderful...
And I know I look pretty old.
Yeah,
I take pride in it.
I gotta look it up, but, Calliope and Rhea would both know that the tale of the Hell Riders riding into Hell, I want to say it's about 300 years ago, but I gotta look.
That sounds about right to me too.
I gotta look into it. So the people that you would know, Calliope, would, be like of Elven, Dwarven, or Gnomish heritage. I don't think I have the exact date at the moment. Did I actually?
1350.
There we go, 1350.
1350.
So, so actually that was only
130 years ago?
There we go, 130 years ago, yeah. So, Lulu goes, yes, it was, I suppose, pretty recent for a human, it wouldn't be that, it would be quite a while ago. But, for certain species, yes, not that long ago. 130 years.
All right. That's very recent.
Yes.
My goodness.
But I would like to go back. I feel I can't not go back after what's happened. If she's done this, it's atrocious what she's done.
Yes.
Can you take care of yourself in a battle?
I have a few tricks up my sleeve. A few things here and there. I got these little, and she gestures up, and she has these little tiny tusks that poke out from under her long trunk. I got these little tusks here, and
I've got these little hoots. She takes one thing out of her boot.
Oh, I love that. I also can, if it gets really, really bad, I can summon a great amount of energy within myself through my snout. I can blast things, but I have to be careful when I do that.
I imagine. I'm happy to have you along. I mean, the more people, the better, to a certain extent.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Traxador, though, are you going to be all right by yourself? Are you by yourself?
Traxador. I'm sorry. What? By myself. What are you referring to? I'll be taking you there, and then I'm not going to stay. I don't really want to stay in Avernus. So I'll be off once I drop you off, but I can get you there.
That's fantastic.
I owe Silvira. I knew she was gonna. Anyways, well, we could go now if you're all ready. If you don't mind handing me that. Get on.
Oh, yeah. What? Do I feel anything? Like, is this emotionally or energetically significant in any way?
Make a perception roll.
$17.
You kind of feel your hand starting to cramp holding it. And there is heat building between your thumb and like fingers holding it there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's weird. It's like your hand is starting to become very uncomfortable holding this piece of alloy.
All right. I will hand it over.
All right. Final chances for anything else you would like to do before we leave?
Calliope is about halfway into ritually casting Identify on this brass ring. So, like, if the camera looks over, she has like a magnifying glass, like looking down at like a little pearl that she's just like very carefully like holding over this ring. One moment. Okay. It's like reflecting everything.
Oh, that thing! I don't even know what that is. I've done that before and I haven't really found much. It just seems to not be tarnished by anything. So, if you want it, you can have it. And as you finish the spell, it literally is. It's like there is just an enchantment on this that just it avoids all blemishes. It just stays in perfect condition indefinitely.
This is shiny forever? And you're
pretty much. I mean, you can have it if you want. I honestly don't know what to do with it.
Traxador, I owe you a favor now.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
I will keep that in mind as he puts his little paws together and kind of... All right.
I don't suppose I can take this crystal doorknob off.
Are you asking that out loud?
Yeah.
Oh, that? Yes, sure. Again, I have no idea. It's just... I have so many things around here. I really don't know. You owe me a favor if you would like it.
Sure. I'll owe you a favor.
Wonderful. All right. I think I'm getting the hang of this. Perfect. Yes, go for it. So both of you can add a shiny brass ring. And Clivey, Pip, you get a crystal doorknob.
Can we clink our trinkets together?
Clink.
Wait, how do you hold the doorknob? Do you hold it from the doorknob side or from the
I'm
door
holding
side?
I'm holding it like it's a very tiny little scepter. Just
Oh my
gonna
god.
I'm gonna
Avernus
put my
squad, go!
Kadam.
I'm gonna put my hand on Rhea's shoulder and give her a quick squeeze and cast Gift of Alacrity on her.
Wow, okay.
So for the next 8 hours, she can add a D8 to all initiative rolls.
That's awesome. Okay. You will keep track of that, right?
I absolutely will. I have her stat block and mine.
Awesome.
And then I will position myself near Pip
Okay.
as we go.
I guess one very last thing, I'll just be like, wait, and rummage around in my boots and hand everybody a little vial and just be like, just drink up, little Pip, in case everything turns to ash, like Sylvira said. And it's me casting aid, so everyone just gets 5 hit points.
Okay,
Awesome.
well, we should have a toast. Wait, hold up, a toast.
To hell!
To hell!
To hell.
May we ride once again.
Indeed. And Rhea will clink.
Clink.
All
Anyone
right.
want a lemon drop?
Yeah, let's give you a lemon drop.
I would love one.
Pop it in.
I will
Yeah,
hand out
just put
lemon
that in
drops to
the-
all who want them.
Lulu flutters over and the trunk kind of reaches out and plucks it. Puts it in her mouth.
All right. Yeah.
Hoo. Every time. Okay.
Then last thing, sorry. I will lean over to Rhea and say, do you know what either of them are?
Rhea turns, leans over to you. Does she know? Wait, you have Rhea's stat block. Does Rhea have religion?
No.
I honestly don't. That's some sort of elephant. I've never seen one that small, and I've never seen one with wings. I didn't know that they could be like that. And that one there is an otter. I didn't know they could talk.
Otter. All right.
Yes, otter. Like a little aquatic. And Traxador is like slams the little tuning fork on the ground as it starts to go. All right, everyone, gather round. And you can see this crack forming in the ground of red light starts to arc out between all of you. Yes, get in close. You start to see black ash rising up out of the crack, swirling about you. The instant smell of brimstone fills the air. Okay. Elturel, right? Elturel. All right. Elturel in Avernus. Here we go. And he shoves the tuning fork down into the crack as it opens and you all fall, feeling your stomachs drop. There is rushing air and orange-red light shooting past you. You start to hear this cacophony of moans and screams as it and then with a sudden stop, you feel your feet connect with something solid. And warmth and heat hit your face. The smell of that brimstone fills your nose very strong, and as your eyes kind of clear from this very violent, sudden journey that you've just taken, you look around and see your surroundings. You are standing in a cobblestone street, and as you look up, you can see crumbled structures surrounding you. There are some buildings that are half standing, others that are completely in ruin, sprawled out onto the ground. Calliope, you immediately start to
Oh,
recognize
no,
places you've
this
been.
is all wrong. This is all wrong. This is all wrong.
And as you can, your eyes continue to gaze upwards, and as you were frantically looking around in a panic, Calliope, you see a burning red sky filled with dark ashen clouds and wisps of smoke overhead, and rising above the ruined structures, you can see a 400-foot diameter sphere hovering above the city, and it is pure jet black void, and there are arcs of energy kind of coursing throughout it periodically, and every once in a while you see a bolt of lightning just arc off of it and slam down somewhere in the city with a you start to hear more sounds filling your ears, this absolute din of screams of otherworldly voices and the clashing of metal and explosions going off in the far distance. Overhead, you see the streaks of fireballs and meteors. Welcome to hell. I'm gonna drop you down in Elturel.
God. It's all wrong.
So, Calliope, I would say, just because you are a resident here, I'm fine with showing you the map, because you, like, immediately as you start to look around, you roughly know where you are in the city. Traxador immediately goes, "Ha! All right, well, goodbye." And there's this weird, like, as his form kind of, like, almost shunts to the side in, like, a static pose, and then disappears instantly. Lulu's fluttering behind you. Rhea is just staring around, mouth agape. But you are here.
No, the keep. It's just rubble and it's half of it's gone.
Calliope, are you pointing up to the hill that rises above the city?
I am indeed.
So as Calliope points, you look over the rooftops, and there is, in the center of the city, there is kind of a central hill that rises up. So unlike Baldur's Gate, where there is almost like a crescent hill that surrounds and hugs the lower city, this city seems to be laid out where there is just a central hill in the center. And where Calliope is pointing, there's large stone keep with high walls, and you can see that the main structure at the back of this keep that rises up with turrets and all sorts of things, there's just one section of it that is completely collapsed in. Yeah.
What is Gargath doing? My attention is mainly on the shield right now.
So
Did we ever make the pact with him before bringing
Nope.
him here? We were planning to.
You were planning to. You took the time to write all of that out, and we were just trying to jump right into this, so I would say that could have happened off screen. Okay. I'm fine with that. Maybe what we can do for the viewers is we could share what you wrote up, if they're so inclined to read it, because it is fun. It's a nice written thing. So Galgauth, for all intents and purposes, has agreed to aid you in your time in hell. You look at the shield, you do see that the face that's been like slowly kind of shifting and moving is moving at a more rapid pace and is like kind of deforming. And as you look at it, you see it like really curve and arch into this like frustrated looking, angry, furrowed like whale as it kind of that's what you see visually.
Does Pip hear anything? Or I guess she'll just make contact. She'll just be like, "Well, where in hell? What's it like?"
It's
You home?
fine. Yes, this is good. Good. I will... What do you need from me? What are the services you require of me?
Pip is trying really hard to not just say fireball.
Oh, are you attuning to the shield?
Yeah.
You have attuned to it?
I think I'll take the time to attune to it right now. I wanted to wait till I was in hill.
Okay, it'll take you an hour, but
that's fine.
You start the or I think it takes it takes an hour to attune. That's right. Yeah, so it'll take you some time. As you focus in on it, any other things y'all are doing?
Pip, tell me when you're getting close to the end of that. I would love to give you a little bit of protection, just in case. A different kind of protection this time.
You're just like the RA here, aren't you?
I don't know what that is. Sure.
Well, I was in the Bard College for, just one semester. And there was somebody who was always giving us. Anyway, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll let you know.
Thanks.
I think Calliope is conferring with Rhea at this point. Okay, we need to find the survivors, I suppose.
Yes.
Try to regroup, figure out what's happening.
Well,
head up to the keep, I guess. We're not too far from the market.
I think it would be good to head to High Hall and see if we could, yes, it seems like a place that perhaps people would have gathered. I agree, but survivors, and as she's saying this, a scream cuts through the air very close of somebody, and you hear footfalls, and you hear following directly behind those this kind of like
okay, big dummy, time to come out.
So as you throw Big Dummy out, this big metallic bipedal almost chicken walker thing with like the kind of elongated body, segmented plating of metal and wood, right? You see somebody come running around the corner. It appears to be a woman, a human woman. She has she's very like strapping arms, but she's clutching in both of her arms two small children that are like holding onto her like over her shoulder, looking absolutely terrified. She has a longbow kind of strung across her chest as she's running with these kids, and just trying her best to in like a full sprint. She looks to be like in survival mode, not noticing you as she comes running around this corner, cutting across the street, going towards an alley across the way. Almost immediately you can see, not really like sprinting because they don't have to, 3 of these humanoid figures come kind of trotting around the corner, big smiles on their faces. They're all wielding these really wicked looking glaives. And they have this kind of deep purple skin, and where their lower jaw is, you at first think is some sort of beard, but you can just see this like ever moving, undulating tendrils covered in barbs just at the ends of their jaws as they come sprinting around the corner, going towards this woman. Yeah.
Get her attention before they manage to come around the corner, or is that?
Sure. What do you do?
I throw my hand out and up. Over here.
Okay. She, like, as she's coming around the corner, you say that, and she turns and stumbles and starts to run in your direction. Again, she's holding 2 kids, so she's not able to run
to meet
full
her
pace.
halfway and take one of the kids from her.
Okay, so
if she will let me do that.
Yeah, no problem. So Kadam, you run up, grab the kids. Grab one of the kids. As you were doing that, that's when the 3 figures are coming around the corner. So they immediately clock you and the rest as they go, and they turn to each other, and you hear them speaking. Those of you speak Infernal?
That's me.
You? Okay. And Pip, no?
I think Pip has like toddler level
Toddler level Infernal, yeah, totally. All right, so you, Calliope, hear them go,
oh, good. Looks like these ones will fetch a good price.
as they start to arc their way towards all of you. What are the rest of you doing? Kadam, you're grabbing one of the kids.
Yep.
I want to know what Calliope and Pip are doing.
I think it's pretty clear. Old habits die hard. I'm here to defend the city. I'm amping up and charging.
Okay, so
This is what Hell Riders were born to do.
All right, so you get on Big Dummy and you're gonna charge straight towards the devils that are coming around the corner. What about you, Pip?
I think actually intersperse myself in between Kidam, this woman, and them.
Got it.
And I guess I'll get ready to start firing bolts at them.
Okay, so you, as Kadam's taking the kid off, you come running up across the cobblestone and kind of slide into position to get yourself between them and the creatures approaching. Pip?
Pip hears the word price, and that's the only thing she can understand.
Yeah,
and
that
so
makes
it's
sense.
just one hand on the pistol, but also being like waving a little coin purse in the other hand, like money, bribes, customs.
You're waving that. Okay. And before we roll initiative, I think that
We haven't fought it so long.
I know. I think that Rhea would have followed your lead, Calliope. So Rhea's also gonna be running up directly behind you and interposing herself between this citizen and the approaching creatures. Lulu, as the devils are getting their glaives into position, Lulu is going to fly up next to Kadam. All right, with all of that, everybody's in their positions. Let's roll initiative as we jump straight into this.
I'm looking at all of my ranged weapons. Like, oh, Alchemist's Fire? Cool. Firebolt? Cool. Neat.
I know. I'm like, I got a lot of fire things as well.
Okay.
But I also have a gun.
Amazing. Oh, come on. Why is this not... Hello?
Oh my god. Oh, okay, no. I'll say that I yeah, we were able to change our infusions.
Yeah, for sure. I no longer have my gloves of thievery on.
Oh yeah, whatever. It has been a full day, right? So if y'all wanted to change that stuff out, go for it. Okay. What did?
Oh, I forgot to roll initiative.
Did you roll for Rhea, Claire? What did Rhea get?
I did 22.
22. Oh wow. And Kadam, what did you get?
4.
I guess it's kind of nice that you get to play a fighter and
my God.
a cleric.
I still do feel like fighter is my main.
Yeah. Calliope.
I got 16.
16, nice. Okay. And Pip.
I also got a 16. I rolled.
Oh yes, you did. Okay, so y'all can decide who goes first in that order, since you're going at the same time, and you can also act together if you would like. Okay, so with that, first up is Rhea. Y'all can see the map, yes?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So what is Rhea going to do?
She will run up here. Actually. Does this look safe? This bloody patch
Yes,
here.
unfortunately that looks to be a dead citizen, been dead for quite a while, and that's like coagulated gore on the ground.
All right. Yes, here then.
Okay. Do you have control of the token or no?
I do not.
That is odd. Let me give you control. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay.
And then slash whack.
Okay, awesome.
So drawing long sword in one hand, short sword in the other. First 2 attacks with the long sword. 18 to hit,
That hits.
and more than that.
Yep.
24.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing a D8. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So first one is 4 slashing. Second is 9 slashing.
4 slashing and 9. Okay, so the 4
Mhm.
is reduced to 2
Ooh.
because she does not have a magical weapon or
No, she does not.
other things.
You
And
need
what
to
was-
get you a magical weapon, Rhea.
What was the other one? 9, so that's 4.
9.
Okay.
Third attack with a short sword is so much.
Really?
25.
To hit. Oh, yeah, definitely.
hit.
Yeah.
And then an additional 6 reduced to 3.
Excellent. Okay,
Slash
so
piercing.
as she is whirling into this 6 damage, so that's 3 damage. Okay. So as she is whirling into this devil, cutting across it's like essentially, we'll say this one has like a bare chest. It's barely leaving cuts across its flesh. You even see one of the cuts just seal shut immediately as the devil goes. The tendrils start to. Okay, that was Rhea. Next up is the person trying to flee. She, since you've taken one of the kids, she is going to she's going to set down the other kid and kind of push and say, hide, and then turn as she's pulling off that longbow, and she's going to fire her longbow, so she gets a +2 to this attack. But hey. Hey, she hits. Okay, and what does a longbow do? Is it a D10?
D10.
Okay, so unfortunately she only does 1 damage, but hey, she's trying her best. So she fires that longbow, and she is going to back up, keeping pace with her kid. I'm gonna say, yeah, she'll go up to this corner here, and the kid kind of ducks behind that corner to hide. Okay, that was her. Lulu. What can Lulu do?
What can Lulu do?
I know.
Please tell us. She got those horns. I bet they're magical. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're just.
She's just gonna go. She lets out a little trumpet, like, and she goes flying straight towards that devil, and she's just gonna try to gore the devil with her tusks. She got a natural 20!
So it's like laughing, like having like arrows like ping off of it, and then it just like gets in the eyes.
Yeah, and then Lulu comes, shoot, and yeah, like hits it right in one eye, which immediately gouges that eye out, and it goes, dealing the full. She does do the full damage, so 8 points of damage. As she gores into the side of this devil. That is amazing. All right, that was Lulu. That was the one thing she could do. Calliope.
Yeah, Pip, do you mind if Calliope goes first? I'm just
Oh yeah,
Go for it.
Pip and
stab,
Calliope.
stab. Yeah, so just this like a big kind of like mechanical puppet-like chicken walker. It's like kind of has the motion like of a marionette. Just like loping across these streets with Calliope astride it, hands on the controls. Is gonna get opposite of Rhea.
Oh yeah.
And be like, "Ah! You won't be laughing for long.
Still like reeling from the hit in the eye.
I had that quip queued up before Lou got you in the eyes. It made more sense, about 8 seconds ago.
All right, let's see those attacks.
Okay, 2 lance attacks.
All right.
27 and 12.
The 12 misses, the 27 hits.
9 magical piercing damage.
Nice.
Not that
Stabbing
nice.
right into the
Oh no, wait. This is with advantage. With advantage, first one's a crit, second one's 21.
Nice. So is that a total of 18 damage?
Since both hit, assuming the 21 hits, that's up to 33 damage.
Ooh, okay.
Thank you, Rhea.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Welcome.
33 damage? Oh, wow, okay. This thing, you gouge it right up into the stomach, and it's basically skewered, barely holding on to life.
Okay, Big Dummy, take it down. Bonus action, Big Dummy runs. Also at advantage. Come on, Big Dummy. Another crit! Oh my god!
Well, how does Big Dummy kill this devil?
It just jumps. Like, it was, loping along. Oh, and the lance, by the way, is its tail. So, Calliope's just, controlling its tail. And, as we're coming up kind of, along it, we do, the samurai thing of, running past it and, skidding to a stop with, 2 puncture wounds, slash across the camera. And it's like, oh, I'm still alive. And then Big Dummy just, turns from the skid and leaps on top of it, knocking it down, and then it opens up its little front compartment, like a beak almost, and inside is glowing a miniature glowing kind of orb, a miniature companion, if you will, a strange antithesis
yeah.
of the big void in the sky of what it used to mean to people, even if it was based on deception.
Yeah.
And it just charges up and blasts, and there's just this blast of companion's light once again gracing Elturel, just filling these streets.
Amazing. And as that light clears, you just see ash where the head was of this devil. The other two kind of exchange a glance at that, but they're still kind of gearing up, sort of steadying themselves, realizing they're in for a fight. All right, was that your turn, Calliope?
It was my turn. Thanks for asking.
Amazing. Okay, Pip, you're up.
As Pip is getting ready to shoot. I guess she'll move up a little bit up to here. She'll kind of ask Gargoth, you feel any compunctions about killing these other devils?
No. They're far beneath my station. It's fine.
I was gonna do it anyway. I was just curious about what you think.
Oh, thanks for asking.
Just...
You know, I could have helped you with this if you would just let me in earlier.
No, right. It looks like we really might not need your help.
Are you gonna shoot him or not, or just keep talking to me?
Yeah, okay. You know what? Maybe I don't want to shoot them now.
Do you shoot them, or do you
Yes, I do shoot them.
Okay.
I'm just looking for my my pistol. She's aiming and kind of drawing it out.
That was just like a full. What do we got? Oh no, only an 11.
Oh no. Yeah.
Man, that would have been good damage too. That does not hit as it ricochets off, not hitting them.
Oh Christ. Okay. What? And then I guess at that point, she jingles her gold bag again and is like, I guess we're fighting this out. You don't want any gold?
They're not paying attention to that at all. They're currently very focused on Calliope at the moment.
What else can I do? I don't really have... Okay, I think I'm going to... Yeah, that's it. I don't have Gilder.
Okay. The devils get to go. Let's see. One of the devils looks. Oh, you know what? We're at. Oh, shoot, almost at 9 o'clock. We might have to get to the end of this round and then finish it next week. We'll see. Anyways, one of the devils looks down at the dead body, and in Infernal, Calliope, you hear as they like extend a hand out and it kind of tenses. You hear them go, "Come to my aid," and the devil's body splits open and two hands. And another bearded devil pulls itself out of the corpse in like a burst of fire and smoke. So there is now another devil that has been summoned.
I can just do that?
It's a variant ability that some devils have where they can summon a devil to their aid. It's a 30% chance that it works, and I rolled a 5 on percentile dice, so yeah.
And so it's just like a copy of it?
No. It's a brand new, like as it pulls itself up from the corpse, you can see it is like clearly different, a different creature.
Okay.
But
Got it.
the devil used the corpse of its companion as the source of the portal to bring forth its friend.
Got it.
That's cool.
So, this one is going to get into a flanking position, and this one can't get into a flanking position because the building is in the way. Although it is collapsed. But I'm going to say that those walls are still kind of up. It's just like the roof is gone, so yeah. Okay, so let's start with... I mean, yeah, they're both going to go for Rhea because they have advantage. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. One with the beard. 16 to hit Rhea. She has 17,
Nope.
right? Okay. And a 15. Wow, so both of those miss, and then the other one goes 24, so that hits. So 4 piercing damage as the beard of the one between, the one that's between Calliope and Rhea. The beard shoots out, and these tendrils wrap around Rhea's like shoulders and neck as she and they start to dig in. 4 points of piercing. Can you make a con save for me?
Yes. Nope.
So she's now poisoned, and then it goes forward with the glaive, getting a 20 to hit, dealing 6 slashing damage to Rhea, and I need her to make another con save.
And remember, she had 5 temp HP from the link.
Nice.
Thank you. 22.
So okay, she succeeds that. So she is good. Okay, so this is now going towards you, Calliope, but not with advantage.
And I will actually have Big Dummy give it disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
I think the bigger shot, actually, the glaive one.
Yeah.
Because that seems like a bigger threat.
So as the beard lashes out, you just duck behind Big Dummy as it just cling off the armor, and then as you poke your head up, the glaive goes for you. And what happens as the glaive is about to hit you?
I mean, it's just like parried. The tail just like
tail.
swats it away.
Swats it away. And that is the devil's turn. So let's go to Kadam. What are you gonna do?
All right. I am going to put this child down. I know I just picked them up. And kind of, I'm gonna press a vial of holy water into their hand. If you need it, toss it on a devil, and I'll push them back around where the other one is.
Go running off towards their mom and around the corner.
Can I cast spiritual weapon such that Rhea can use it?
Ooh, that's cool. Sure. That's super cool. How will we do this? Like,
could I draw some of the light from Big Dummy
Oh, yeah.
and
It's still like
infuse
residual in these streets.
and infuse her longsword with it.
Okay, so I this is super cool. This is technically, there is a spell like magical weapon.
Yeah, and
But-
this ain't it.
No, it isn't. I really like this. Maybe
I was wondering if it could be now magical
yeah,
and do an extra like D4 or something.
of like force
radiant
or
damage.
radiant damage.
Or force. What is?
Yeah, okay. So you basically okay, I think in order for this to be balanced, this is
Mhm.
super cool, but I think in order for this to be balanced, I want to say you would have to instead, like, to summon the effort to do this, I think it would have to be a full action to infuse her blade. What do you think?
I could work with that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. We can always retcon that later if it feels like it doesn't feel fair. But for now, so as you focus in, the reason I'm saying this is because Rhea gets, so that means she's going to get 2 attacks that are considered magical plus a d4 on top of it versus your one.
Yeah.
Your one, you know.
That's true.
So that's where I'm thinking for balance reasons. So as you focus in all of the energy looking towards that small companion that's on little big dummy, the light, what happens as Rhea's weapon is infused?
I think I know what the companion has meant to the people of Elturel, and so as that comes, I literally just like reach and pull, and then as I transfer hands, push into Rhea's longsword, thinking about the light that I wield transfer into her.
Awesome. And as you do that, the sword suddenly glows with that radiant sunlight of the companion. Rhea kind of looks at it, stunned for a moment, and then sees, her focus shifts and sees you standing there with your hand out.
Get him, Rhea!
She focuses in, getting the blade up, ready, and then has her short sword out, kind of using it as a defensive position. Also, I just want to say hello to McTrinus So Fit. Hello, thanks for joining us tonight. Unfortunately, we are going to be ending very soon because this is the end of our stream, but it's so lovely to see you. Anyways, Kadam, that was your so yes, that was your action. Do you want to do anything? Do you have a bonus or movement?
I do not have a bonus, and I'm happy being here in the back.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I think unfortunately we gotta end tonight because we're at 9 o'clock. But as the blade glows and she looks, it is about to be Rhea's turn as she gets ready to attack. All of these devils, and as we slowly pan out as this battle is starting, track back, we can see this battle taking place down in the ruined streets of Elturel, and as we pan up, we see that void of the companion, bolts of lightning slamming down into the city, and as we continue to go back, we can see that Elturel is hundreds and hundreds of feet above the ruined waste of Avernus, floating above it. And there are these massive black iron chains connected to the base of it. And there is a shudder as it dips down ever lower. Okay, that is where we're gonna end tonight.
So cool.
Man.
I am excited. We're in hell. We made it.
More floating
Hell!
islands! 2 floating islands this session.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh man, I do want to keep playing, but I am also exhausted. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. So excited to see you all next week to continue our adventure in hell. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I don't know if I'm just gonna say Mick. I'm gonna call you Mick for now because I don't know how to pronounce your name properly, your handle. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mick, that you are joining us at the end. We do have some. Enyo is the person playing Pip. They are on the East Coast, so it's even later for them right now. So, and I'm just exhausted. It's been a long week. All right. I think
We've been talking about being here, coming to hell
So
for like
long.
so long. We are here. Is
We're
it everything
finally
you
in
ever
hell.
dreamed of?
Is it? I don't know. Is it everything you've ever dreamed of?
I mean, it's pretty like iconic to be like, oh yeah, we're in hell. What's in hell? Devils chasing screaming children. Great.
Yeah.
We're in the right place.
The sky is red. There's an ominous void humming in the air.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
hell.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
meeting my expectations so far.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh, are we gonna get the hell questionnaire? Just like, is hell meeting your
How
expectations?
is your... Yeah, Zariel will give that to you at the end of the adventure. How was your time in hell? Okay, well, see you all next week. Have a lovely evening. Goodbye.
Good night.
Good night.